And welcome back to the We'll Take It From Here podcast. Another week, another episode. However, first, we are going to bring you our show's sponsor, because this episode is brought to you by Honest Supplements. Now, Joe, what's Honest Supplements? Well, let me tell you. In a world that is plagued by new illness outbreak every other day, it's important to keep your body performing at its best with the right vitamins and supplements. However, these products can get expensive, especially with rising prices all around us. Honest Supplements has resolved that problem. They mark up all products by just $1, saving their members an average of 50% per product. Yes, that means that the protein you're paying $60 for is only $30 on their website. They have everything from vitamins, sports supplements, recovery, weight loss, CBD, and so much more. Timmy and I are both members and can advocate for the amount of money that you will save. And do we also mention that their all products are third-party lab tested? Because that's the only true way to prove vitamins and supplements actually contain the ingredients that they claim. Don't wait. Go to Honest Supplements right now to join today and start taking better care of your health. And it's right. If you train jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, or just in the gym, you better be taking Honest Supplements. So go to their website, guys. All right. Now it's time for the show. Welcome back, folks. We'll take it from here with Joe and Timmy, episode 205. Not too much to say on this intro. Just want to say we've been putting a lot of like shorts and reels out on YouTube and Instagram. So, check them out. Let us know what you think, what you agree with, what you don't agree with, if we're cool, if we're not cool. But today we're definitely going to be cool because we got a nice badass of a guest here, Mel from Pure MMA.
Yeah.
If you fight, you know Mel. If you train, you know Mel. And especially if you're one of the MMA fighters, you've definitely felt him because he's hit you hard as fuck. So, welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Fantastic.
Good. Hell yeah. So, yeah, man, like I said, off air, usually how we just do this, I like to get to know, and of course, our audience and fans and those who train with you like to get to know who you are if they don't already. So, just, take us back. What you're about, where you're from. We'll start there, and then we'll go from there, man.
All right. I grew up in Dover, New Jersey, most of my life.
Nice. Right around the corner.
Yeah, pretty much. When my parents split up for a little bit, I moved to Puerto Rico for a couple months.
Oh, wow.
And then I just had a lot of problems out there, and I ended up coming back here, lived with my dad, my brother, and my cousins for a little bit. And then my mom came back from Puerto Rico with my little brother. And then my mom ended up staying at the house. My brothers and me stayed there. My dad moved out, and pretty much lived in Dover most of my life.
What age were you in Puerto Rico for those couple
At
months?
12 years old.
12, damn.
Shit,
That must have been
That's when my parents split up. I was 12.
What was that like being there for? Was this during the school year or after school?
It was actually in the beginning of the school year. So it was a big change for me, especially I was used to going to school where everybody spoke English, and now I'm going to school where everybody speaks Spanish. I spoke Spanish, but I was really white too, so I used to have a lot of problems with people out there because they would call me like white milk,
Really?
stuff like that.
Fucking shit.
And then out there, it's like you can make fun of the person, but you can't really make fun of their families. I didn't really understand that at that time, and that's the first thing I would go for is make fun of their families, and I would get into a lot of fights.
Especially coming from Jersey too, man.
Yeah.
Like we talk shit here.
Yeah,
Definitely. And then, and then from there, my mom sent me back to live with my father until she ended up coming back, and then we all stayed with her. My dad left, and that's pretty much it as far as that.
Awesome.
But it's one thing to speak another language, but then to have to learn a subject or whatever, and then communicate with peers, especially peers who are picking on you, right? Because calling him white milk. So what is that like though with the language barrier? Do you feel isolated? Like how did that contribute, do you think, to the name calling, or you think that would have happened regardless? Even if
that would probably happen regardless. I didn't really feel like that isolated. I just didn't really know anybody like that besides my family. And most of my cousins didn't go to the school that I went to, so I didn't really have that many people, saying to hang out with, or I used to go out of school, go straight home. My mom would work most of the time, so it'd be just me and my little brother. Mm-hmm. And then it would just repeat the next day, same old thing, you know.
Yeah.
How much younger is your younger brother?
He's 7 years younger than me.
7. So you were 12 at the time, you said?
I was 12, yeah.
So he's what? I can't math. 4?
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5, yeah.
5.
Damn, so that's super young for him, too.
Yeah. And then my older brother didn't want to leave out here, so he stayed with my dad out here. I didn't really give a fuck. I said, you know, we got to go somewhere different.
Yeah.
You know.
And you sort of played, you were like the man of the house at that point, right? Because you went from middle to older brother.
The
older brother, yeah. Were you like doing that role, I guess, so to speak, like the role of a pseudo father, so to speak, because you were the oldest brother for your sibling?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I was always like that with him. Like, he can tell you to this day that I was like his dad, like, you know, just because I was always there for him. And me and him had a good relationship. Me and my older brother weren't that, like, close with each other. We used to have a lot of problems, you know. It's probably because we're so close in age. You know what I'm saying?
How old? How much older is he? Like a year? 2 years.
He's 2 years older.
Yeah.
So me and him used to get into, like, fights all the time and arguments, and he'd whip my ass. But
hey man, older brother's supposed to.
I ain't gonna lie, yeah. Back
Can
then,
he still whip your ass?
He'd whip my ass. Now, nah, he wouldn't even attempt it. He wouldn't even attempt it. But back then, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Back then, if I hit him, it was like I hit him and I run. I know that. I'd be like, damn, I hope he don't catch me. Because if he does,
Getting cardio in that day.
He's gonna fuck me up.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
That's hilarious. So kind of segueing off that, but in the same topic. At what age did you start training?
I didn't start training until I was. This was like 2007.
Damn. Okay.
So 2007. So that's
almost 30 years ago.
I was probably like,
20 years ago.
Yeah, 20
I can't
years
math.
I was like 20 something, 27 maybe.
Okay, damn.
Yeah.
27, 28 when I first started training. And it was a crazy thing because like I was always into like watching MMA and everything in UFC.
Yeah.
I had a buddy like back in the day that he had one of those illegal cable boxes.
Yeah. Allegedly.
So I used to go to So I used to go to his house and watch wrestling pay-per-views all the time, you know. And then all of a sudden he told me, yo, there's this thing called Ultimate Fighter coming on. They're gonna show the first thing. It's no holds barred fighting and no weight classes. I was like, wow, that sounds crazy. He was like, yo, come to my house and watch it. I was like, all right, bet. Went to his house, watched it. His brother was into jiu-jitsu at that time. I think he was going to a gym in Morristown. There wasn't many gyms around during those times. Like, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Henzo's in Denville, around 2000 and something, was like only one of the jiu-jitsu gyms around here. Okay. Because it wasn't as popular. You know what I'm saying? So he used to do jiu-jitsu. Again, we used to go to his house, watch all the fights, watch wrestling. We used to go to his house after school, do like Royal Rumbles in his house.
Yes, let's fucking
do ultimate fighting, matches. Even though we weren't punching each other, it was pretty much like a wrestling jiu-jitsu match. But his brother was the only one that knew anything. Yeah. So it was like all I would do was try to grab people's heads like in the guillotine, but I didn't know what I was doing. But then whatever. Fast forward to a couple years later. I grabbed the newspaper one day, and on the front page, this guy, I don't want to say his name, but he was an alleged fighter, supposedly had all these fights, and was opening up a gym in Dover. Oh, shit. So I was like, oh, shit, this sounds pretty cool. And it's going to be right down the street from my mother's house. So I went down there. I went to go check it out. I seen one of my close friends actually training there. So it was pretty cool. Started talking to him. I met the guy that was running the gym. And then little by little, I started like realizing, like, wait, this doesn't seem like right. This guy doesn't seem like he knows everything that he was saying that he did. He's saying that he was an MMA fighter, but he looked like he was only a boxer, and maybe an amateur boxer at that. So then I kept going there. A couple of my other friends started showing up. But little by little, we started realizing that this guy was a fraud. It was done in a wrestling academy, which was a Stanridge Wrestling Academy. And that was underneath the Dover Bowling Alley. A buddy of mine was really close with the guy, Stanridge. So we actually ended up having a conversation with him and getting him to kick the guy out and letting us stay there.
Oh, damn.
We brought in a jiu-jitsu coach. His name was Chiquetto, that I met through Shorty Rock. Shorty was training there for a little bit too. And then my other buddy was a boxer. His name was Paul Wollock. So he was in there teaching us the striking aspect. Chiquero was teaching us jiu-jitsu. And we did that for a little bit, you know what I mean? And then we started realizing, me and my other buddy, like, man, if we really want to do this, we got to go somewhere else, you know? So we started looking around other gyms. I stayed with Chiquero until I got my blue belt under him. He got sent back to Brazil because he overstayed his visa.
Okay.
And then he tried to come back, and he was having a hard time coming back. So we started sending black belts over to the gym that was his gym, which was in Montville. So he would send them every couple months, you know. So it was pretty cool, you know, at that point, you know, because they were all young. Some of them were fighters. Yeah. And it was just we got to train with other black belts that were under him.
That's also cool too, because you get like a couple months of like that kind of guy's style, and I'm sure that they're very similar, but like you get the consistent month of that, and then the next month is kind of the same, but slightly different variants. You get to see a bunch of different looks.
Yeah, we got to pick each one's brain, and you always got to find one thing that they can always that you can take from their game, add to yours. But so he did that for a while, and then after a while, I guess he just couldn't do it anymore, so he stopped sending black belts. So it was just us, training ourselves. And I was like, man, I got to go somewhere else. And Shorty had already went to AMA. So I was like, let me go check out AMA. So I went over to AMA, went there for a little bit. Next thing you know, I was like, all right, this is the place where I got to be, because there was a lot of fighters,
What year is this?
This is probably 2010, right?
Yeah, this is like 9, 10. There's like 2 years. Okay. 2-3 years after. And then I went there, and that's where I met Andy. I met Jim and Brian and Shorty. Shorty was already there. That's where I met Jamie Cruz.
Legend.
Who else was there at that time? I forgot the Muay Thai instructor's name.
Was it Tony?
Tony. Yeah. He was the Muay Thai instructor there. But then he was only there for a little bit. He left, and then Nick and Amr were the instructors there for a while. And then they brought Kansak over from Muay Thai.
Oh, fuck, dude.
He was a legend, that guy, man. That guy, all he did was fight from a young kid. That's all he knew was fighting. Yeah. And he was like one of the coolest persons to just hang out with. And he was a nice guy. Jamie's a fucking great guy, too, don't get me wrong. Love Jamie Cruz to death.
No, Jamie. I remember I did a couple months in whipping. That's why I knew that Tony was there. Like when I first did jiu-jitsu and Jamie was the instructor, bro. If he like demonstrated anything on you, even though he was going 2%, like I felt like your head was gonna pop off.
Yeah. That's the main thing that besides other jiu-jitsu stuff, like the main thing that I got from him was the top pressure. Like when he's on top of you, it's like he feels like he's huge.
That Jamie Cruz pressure. I never trained that Jamie Cruz, but I know Jamie Cruz pressure. People that come through the gym and that's a legend.
Yeah, he is.
That style.
So we were at AMA for a long time, and that was a great place to be at, man. I remember driving up there on Sunday mornings for sparring and just being nervous as hell. Like, fuck, I'm about to get fucked up right now. Because at that point, too, like, we weren't training, like, in weight classes. We were training, everybody trained with everybody.
Oh, fuck.
So you can be the smallest dude and you're sparring a 200-something pound guy, and he's not going to just be like, well, since he's little, let me go light on him. No. And even if they did go light on you, they were so much bigger than you. As soon as they hit you, you felt that. So, but I loved it, man. I loved every moment of that.
What's his name? Bobby? Bobby would always tell me that AMA sparring, like, because the just from the talent of the people were there, and back then you just said, you guys used to fuck each other up. So like he said, people would go into mirrors sometimes and just like burst the mirror, which I can't. Like that would definitely, I could see how you would be driving to spar and be like, fuck, this is gonna suck. Because like you're basically going into a fucking fight, like a pro fight at that point.
Yeah, and you didn't know who was gonna be there. There was people that would come from other gyms. That was the great thing about that gym, like there was people coming up from Connecticut, down south Jersey, Philly, deeper into Pennsylvania, all just to come spar there on Sundays. So it was like, fuck.
There was a lot of big names that came through during that time, right?
Yeah, there was Charlie Brenneman, Jim, Dan.
Didn't Frankie Edgar used to come through?
He used to come up there and spar. Ricardo Romero.
How about what's his name? Didn't Khabib? Were you there when it's Khabib?
Yeah, Khabib.
Amanda Nunes?
That was like in the beginning of when the Russians started coming over.
Got it.
Wow.
And they used to go to the K Dojo, and then K Dojo would bring them over to spar with us. That was Khabib. There was a bunch of them, man. Khabib was the most talented out of all of them.
Fuck.
And Amanda too. She was a beast, man.
Heard stories.
Wait, so you sparred Khabib and Amanda?
Not Khabib. Not Khabib. Amanda, I got to spar her a bunch of times.
What was that like?
It was like sparring a dude. I wasn't holding back on her. I hold back on girls. You know, they know at the gym. I'm not like that to try to hit them. But
you give them a good training sparring session.
Yeah,
you know.
But it was a different situation. I had to hit.
You're protecting yourself.
Yeah, I had to. And she was like my size. It's not like I was bigger than her.
Yeah,
you know, if anything, she might have been a little bigger than me.
Yeah.
You know.
That's wild. Yeah.
I remember
stories.
Her jiu-jitsu instructor, I think at that time was Betancourt. I think that's his name. I don't remember his first name. But I remember he would bring her over to spar with us. And it was crazy to spar with her.
Fuck, I can only imagine that shit, dude. I mean, just getting hit alone when you don't know what it feels like and you hit it the first time is enough. But then to have a pro just fucking clobber you and then be one of the best in the women's.
That's crazy. I didn't ever expect, to be honest with you, when I trained her at that time, that she would make it to like where she made it to.
No shit.
Yeah, I didn't think she was that good at that time. You know, I wasn't really like, her striking was all right.
Yeah.
I think she was like a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I think I was a purple belt.
Okay.
But her jiu-jitsu wasn't nothing like where I'm like, holy shit, you know, threatened or anything on the ground with her. But she was, you know, solid as far as like, you know, she was strong.
Shit. What we'll go back to your training day, but I just want to just circle back a little bit because it's funny how you started at 27, but you were it's almost like you were a fighter your entire life, right? In Puerto Rico and fight, you know, if it was just a brother fight, right? Do you feel like, and I'm asking this based off of what you said to me, right? That if you had found fighting beforehand, you'd be a different person. So what did fighting teach you that you didn't know when you were like 12 or in Puerto Rico?
It gave me discipline, man. The most important thing, man. And that's what I feel like I needed as a child. I feel like every child needs that, you know.
Yeah.
That's the best thing for children is discipline. You know, and it teaches you respect and, you know, all this stuff. And as a little kid, I was wild, you know, especially like when my dad left and I didn't have anybody there. My mom worked all the time. Me and my older brother didn't get along. My little brother was too little to hang out with me. You know what I'm saying? And there was times that I was like, I was looking for somebody to like guide me or like, you know, like help me in life, you know, and I didn't have that. You know, I feel like if I would have had this at a younger age, I would have been a different person. Sure. Not that I'm a bad person. I don't think I'm a bad person now, but I just wasn't that best person when I was younger.
Yeah,
okay.
You were a kid and unguided, didn't know what was right and wrong. You're like, let me just go have fun, do dumb stuff.
Yeah, I did
a bunch
of dumb stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what upbringing you do. You go through that phase, you're going to do dumb stuff. It's just what level of dumb is it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Do you ever look back at any of like, I don't know how many you would remember, I don't know how many fights you got into in the streets, but like if you're like, oh, yeah, I definitely didn't know what the fuck I was doing, like now that you actually know how to fight.
Yeah. Even when I first stepped into the mats, I was like, holy shit, this is like totally different. You know, everybody thinks they know how to throw a punch until you go somewhere that they know how to throw a punch, and they're like, wait a minute, I don't know how to throw a punch.
Yeah.
You know?
But, so someone I know, I'm not going to say exactly who, just got in a bar fight a couple weeks ago, and he trains at the gym kind of. He's like a 3-stripe white belt. He kicked the guy's ass because the guy had no clue what he was doing.
Yes.
I was like, imagine if you actually trained more than a 3-stripe white belt, you know. But I was like, it works until it's not a white belt or it's someone who doesn't train. You can run into the street with a blue belt, you're fucked. You're fucked. You know. So just knowing a little bit goes a long way for people that don't train.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like too, and this is what I learned sparring with you guys. Yeah, you can go to Thai class, hit the bag, hit the pads, good stuff, right? Then when you start to try to incorporate that into like an actual fight, it's absolutely different.
Yeah,
like,
it's different when there's punches coming in your face. So when you're hitting a bag that's not moving.
Exactly.
Who's the line? Everyone has a plan until they get punched. Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. Yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, because you're practicing the striking drills. You're not practicing blocking and bobbing and weaving.
Yeah.
And you can throw some checks and stuff, but until you can actually get stuff live and start reading stuff, that's really where.
Well, and also too, like what I'm saying is like, yeah, sure, you can get the technique down,
Yeah.
and obviously the technique's gonna help you. But then like once you get that punch or someone's fucking you up, your form starts to go to shit. And you're like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
No. That's at least what I'm fucking saying.
That's why you gotta stay as calm as you can.
Yeah. It's the only way to do it. I haven't done. I did karate as a kid. And I did some striking then, but it reminded me of when you were at AMA. They just pair you up with whoever the fuck you were.
Yeah.
There was no sizing. It was just like, oh,
Yeah,
you're
there was
7. Here you go.
And there was no like experience.
Yeah.
That guy could have been training for 15 years. You're training for 1. And fuck.
Yeah. That's how injuries happen. That's how concussions happen.
That's how I feel like when I train with you guys. You know what the best one was? Lie. I went with like this was like a couple months ago. He started just leg kicking me because he was preparing for his fight, and I was starting to get like annoyed. And not at Lie, just that I couldn't check any of them. And he stops mid-fight. He goes, "Don't get mad." And I'm thinking to myself, like, bitch, I can't walk. What do you mean, don't get mad? Like,
but that's how calm he is.
Yeah.
And control that he can notice that as he's hitting you.
Right.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's a superpower.
Yeah.
The
Not a lot
stoicism.
of people can like realize the person's going through something as they're beating them up.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think about that aspect. Fuck. I'm sure that comes out a lot too in a fight too, because you start reading your opponent, not just what he's like strikes, but he's like in his mental state. If you realize that guys get pissed off, you start putting more pressure on him. He's getting more pissed off and acting stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they start fighting with emotions.
Yeah. You get off your game plan, you just fucking I see red kind of mood.
Bro, the IC red people are the ones who get their asses kicked, like 100%. I don't know. Has there ever, I gotta say, for Pure, man, we get a lot of good fucking people. Like a lot of, there's rarely a time that someone will have to see themselves out of the gym because they don't fit, right? And we got all types of people.
Right.
But have you ever like fought someone in like in sparring that was just seeing red, like some asshole who thought his shit didn't stink and then you just fucked them up? Like, I guess in like a teaching lesson way.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like that.
Yeah.
I've had it one time where this kid came in, he was sparring, and he started sparring Craig's wife.
Quinn?
Quinn.
Yeah.
And he was like hitting her kind of hard. And Jen, I remember Jen was there. She seen the whole thing. And I was like, you know what? Let me go take care of this real quick. And as soon as they were done sparring, I was like, oh, you're going to spar with me? He was like, no, I'm going to spar with this person. I was like, no, you're going to spar with me. And I whooped his ass. Like,
yes.
I beat the crap out of him.
I fucking
And it was
love
like to let you know, like, bro, what are you doing? You're sparring a girl, man.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like you need to be beating up a girl?
Yeah.
What are you getting out of that?
And nothing.
Come do that to me.
I think vaguely
And I'll be
this
impressed.
is the new gym when we first opened the new location.
Yeah, it was just the one part of the gym.
Yeah.
And we used to run the curtain.
Yeah.
When the jiu-jitsu and the Muay Thai was going on at the same time.
Yeah.
It was
I vaguely
that time.
remember this.
Fuck. This is.
There might have been a couple kids that I had to like,
Yeah.
like stuff like that, like beating up a girl or when they start sparring somebody that's not as good as them and now they feel like, oh, I'm going to beat them up. It's like, why do you feel like you have to do that?
This is training. This isn't competition. Be a good training partner. Yeah, you could beat them up. Put them in their place. But, like, constructively, not beat the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Especially to feed your ego.
Yeah. What do you? So do you think it's ego based 100%, or do you sometimes believe that those people?
It's either ego or you're retarded.
Well, that's the problem, too.
How are you sparring a female and not know, all right, I'm hitting her kind of hard?
That's true.
Especially if I'm wearing smaller gloves than I would normally wear.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hit a girl with a 16-ounce glove hard. I'm not going to hit her with an 8-ounce glove.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, 8-ounce gloves. Fucking, you feel that shit. No, that definitely the ones that are hitting the girls are fucking assholes and retarded.
The dumb people, though, like that's actually a thing you have to worry about, especially with the sport, because they may just be that dumb, but they're really good at fighting.
Yeah.
That's just whatever. But I've seen it happen sometimes in jiu-jitsu too. It's just like they just don't even realize what's happening.
Yeah. Well, jiu-jitsu too, like if you're a white belt and you're doing that shit, I think that's also because they're just in fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
So like they think they need to be all fidgety, but they really don't because they don't know any better. But when it comes to fighting, like here's one thing that for me to learn is you don't want to. You obviously want to respect the partner, right? Your partner, but you also don't know when to like hit, like how to gauge how hard you hit them, right? That was my thing in the beginning. So like I remember the first time I started sparring you, like I didn't know what intensity to give. Obviously, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but to what intensity I should even try to attempt to hit you. And I remember you were like, dude, you can hit me. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm being a little bitch right now, but I'll try to get it up. But you don't fucking, I don't know. For me, that was the hard part. I didn't know when I should pull back or when, since I didn't know what I was doing, like when I should hit hard. That's the challenging part.
Yeah, no,
yeah. I still struggle with that with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you get the shoulder justice on someone, right? Like, you're being a dick, but, like, it's jiu-jitsu, that neon belly position. It sucks, but, like, that's what it is. They have to get out. You're not really being a dick. Mm-hmm. I still struggle to this day of putting a real neon belly on someone or, like, getting a good shoulder or cross face. Or, like, I don't want to be a fucking dick, but you got to do the position right or else you lose it.
Nice.
If you're my size or bigger, I'm doing it to you.
Yeah.
If you're 90 pounds, I might not neon belly.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the neon belly, you go across the waistband and you keep the weight in your heels.
On your legs,
yeah. You'll invent a new move on that, knee through belly.
Yeah.
Fuck. So, 27, you started jiu-jitsu, you make your way to AMA. At what point did you decide, because I looked up, because I know you fought amateur and pro. Well, how did you get into that? And when were you at Pure? Were you still at MMA, like AMA? Excuse me.
So when I first started fighting, you're saying?
Yeah. Like,
all right. Well, with that, I was still at the original gym at that point.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which was underneath the bowling alley, which was Standard Wrestling Academy, and that guy that was running that gym had offered me a fight. I only trained for 1 month.
Oh, damn.
But he was like, oh, I got this fight offer in Atlantic City to fight in the House of Blues. I was like, damn, that sounds cool as fuck. Mm-hmm. He's like, I was like, fuck, I've been in fights before. I was like, how different can this be? I was like, sign me up. So he signed me up for the fight. I didn't even know nothing about cutting. Like, I didn't really know nothing about cutting weight like that. I wrestled for a couple years in school, but I didn't take it serious like that. Like I wish I did. But, so yeah, I didn't know nothing about weight cutting. At that point, when I first started training, I was like 205 pounds.
Holy shit. How tall are you?
Yeah.
5'10"?
5'9".
5'9", same height as me, okay. And 210?
So, 210, like 205. I was like 205, shit. Right? And this was like, how do I say this? So this was like me coming off the couch and not doing no gym stuff for years at the high school.
Yeah.
All I did was pretty much like hang out in the streets.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I was like 205. I went to that place. The guy offered me the fight. I got down to like 189.
Christ. Wow.
Holy shit. So he got me a fight from 180 to 189. So whatever, we get down to Atlantic City, fast forward to the day of the fight, and I'm going in the weigh-ins. And I'm like standing there. I'm like, damn, I wonder who the fuck I'm gonna fight because I don't even know what the kid looks like. The whole time the kid's standing next to me. And the funny thing was, I'm like looking at him. I'm like, nah, this can't be my opponent. This kid's too big. He was like 6'something. He looked huge compared to me. So I'm like, nah, I'm not fighting this dude. I'm not worried about this. Next thing you know, they call me up. I get on the scale, weighed in. They call my opponent, and I'm like, damn, why is this kid walking to the scale? I was like, that's weird. And then he steps on the scale. I was like, wait. I was like, fuck, I'm fighting this big ass kid. He was a purple belt. I forgot what gym he was at. It was out of New York. I remember that. But whatever. Fast forward, we fought. I was doing fine on the feet. It wasn't nothing crazy. But as soon as he took me to the ground, I didn't really know any jiu-jitsu at that point. Mm-hmm. We still didn't train with Jaquetto at that point. It was still with the guy. I really didn't know anything. So the guy started going for a Kimura or an Americana. And my shoulders are really flexible. Mm-hmm. So he kept working on him, and he couldn't finish. All of a sudden, he went for the arm bar. I was like, oh, my arm's about to break. That. The fight was over.
Fuck.
But then after that, that's when I really realized, like, damn, I shouldn't be fighting this weight. I had to lose weight.
Shit.
And then that's when I started getting into lifting and losing weight, dieting, and all that stuff. And then I didn't fight again after that for like another year.
Holy shit. Dude,
that's wild.
Yo, but now knowing what you know now about just the fight game in general, all the logistics around fighting, that's fucking wild. You took a fight in 1 month, didn't even know how to properly weight cut, didn't know that your opponent was going to be walking out probably around 230, on a normal basis. Boy. Fuck. Yeah. Now looking at that now, how crazy is that for you to think that?
Yeah, I would have never done that. Me now, I would have told myself, like, bro, don't do that. That's stupid as hell.
But did you show interest to the point that's why that coach was like, yo, it's 1 month, let me just give him a fight? Or was there like a personal, I guess, gain for the coach?
I don't know. Maybe I think to me more, he was doing it out of like building a reputation for himself.
Okay.
And how it made himself look. Oh, I got a fight team. I got fighters. I trained these guys. Mm-hmm. Which in reality, he didn't really do much for us.
Yeah, and he fucking put you in harm's way, essentially. Yeah, fuck. Shit. So the first fight goes down. You start to get in shape. You cut weight, and now it's a year down the road. The second fight, how much more prepared were you, and how'd that fare out?
Well, I was probably walking around at 165 at that point, probably. Right. So I fought at 155.
Nice. Yeah, not too bad of a cut.
I think I won in the second round by armbar.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Fuck a little redemption from the
first one, definitely. But then even then, I still felt like I wasn't at the right place that I needed to be at as far as like my training.
Okay. What made you, was that a post-fight or a during-fight realization?
That was after my first fight.
Oh, no. So you noticed that even after the second fight that you won, you still weren't where you needed to be.
Yeah.
So that was like
after
a post fight. After the fight. Okay, yeah.
Fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Definitely realized.
Have you ever felt after the fight you felt like you were where you needed to be though?
Maybe when I was at AMA, yeah.
Okay.
When I went to AMA.
Yeah, I always feel like even after competition, no matter what it is, at the end you're like, damn, I should have drilled this more. Or this is I have a hole in this part of my game.
There's always always going to be your worst critic, when it comes to stuff like that.
It's the worst.
You're going to feel like you could have done something better, even if you won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the fighters that you met at AMA that are all now like the pros that we know, did they have that mentality, or did they show that at least when they were training, or like that they always were not as good as they thought they were their own league, I guess?
No, I didn't feel that from a lot of those guys, to be honest with you.
They just thought they were like...
I was getting my ass whooped. The last thing I'm going to think is, hey, I wonder, like, damn, he's probably low on himself right now. He just beat the shit out of me. He's probably really feeling shitty about himself right now. That's why he whooped my ass. That's funny.
Oh, fuck. So Pure then, when you came to Pure... are you still training, or I guess when did the coaching? How'd you get into coaching?
How everything happened with Pure. Little by little, at the end of like the AMA, like their run, I would say. Mm-hmm. There's still a gym now, but it's just not as where it was before.
Yeah, you don't have these UFC mega house people coming through and fighting.
Yeah. So as that started, like, cause like Jim and Dan left. They started their own gym. Some of the guys stopped fighting. Some people went their separate ways. And then me and Andy were always close. Me and Andy always had a good relationship. And then when towards the end of nobody was showing up to training pretty much too. Mm-hmm. So sometimes it would just be me and Andy.
Damn.
Getting ready for fights. Mm-hmm. Or I would be the only person helping Andy getting ready for a fight. At that time, at that place, he was probably getting ready somewhere else, with other people. But when it was coming to AMA, it was just me and him sometimes, So, him and Mikey started their gym in 2012. And Andy had a couple guys that were fighting. And he hit me up and he was like, hey, would you mind coming with me to Atlantic City to help me corner some guys? And I was like, yeah, no doubt. Just pick me up. Mm-hmm. So he picked me up and we started heading out to Atlantic City, and we just started talking about the gym and everything. And then I told him, I'm like, look, if you ever want to start a striking program and you need help, I'll come through and I'll help you out. You don't even have to pay me in the beginning, until we build the program. And once we build the program, then we can talk about money. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, all right. And then I've been pretty much at Pure ever since.
Fuck yeah.
Damn,
dude, that's awesome.
2012. So they must have when did the program start? Like 6 months into it being open? Something like that?
I don't know, like, exactly, like, the time.
Yeah, but it was with that first year, right?
Yeah. That's when they were in that small office.
Yeah,
building.
I started in 2013, and I think we moved to the new location in 14 or 15, I forget.
I wasn't there for it, so I'm not sure.
When did you start?
I'll say yes. I started in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yeah, January.
Damn.
Yeah, I was
Fuck,
late,
man.
But I was 27, so maybe I should start my fighting. It's never too late. Never too late.
No. Yeah, it seems like the age of all us. I was 25.
Yeah.
No, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I came in at 2013. I think there was already a striking program. And there was a girls' class already too. So like that was in the first year, and they already had these like little smaller programs inside that gym, which is impressive.
Yeah, so you're that is really impressive, and you're the OG of the striking. You had you and Andy.
Well, yeah, at that point it was just me and Andy.
Fuck, damn. And then I guess for the
and we had like 3 or 4 bags. And then I remember every time you would hit the bag too hard, it would break the freaking sheetrock wall behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
They had the cage up in that spot too.
Yeah, they had the cage wall.
Yeah.
Against the one side. Yeah, those were good old days right there.
Yeah,
Dude,
that place was it was a different vibe. This gym's still awesome where it is. Like, that's not talking bad, but that small little...
Yeah, it was like a small little office space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally takes the term going to the office.
The changing room was the hallway to the bathroom.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So the girls would have to walk past us changing to go to the bathroom.
Yo, fuck. Then I guess that's what makes it really good story.
That's all the space was, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that place was cool.
Is freaking like,
yeah, that's awesome.
Like 5 times as big.
Dude, every time I walk in there, I'm like, wait, I'm actually technically in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is, a warehouse that they have and they turned into a jiu-jitsu academy. Fuck, bro.
Yeah. It's so crazy, too, because they got that first location, right? Just the black room, black and red?
Red room.
The red room, right? And then... Were you guys splitting classes with jiu-jitsu classes there?
In the beginning.
Yeah.
We were doing half and half.
Yeah.
They would run the curtain.
Yeah. Because that's why the mat has that line, right? I think that's, yeah. Yeah, it was so weird. I remember that.
Fuck.
And then I think within a year, they knocked the wall down and expanded to the big room.
To the other room. And then I remember when they had the top shelf?
Yeah.
Before it was top shelf. They had part of that. That was cool, too, because they had a ring in there.
What?
The cage was in there.
Yeah.
And then we had all the weights.
You know where the blackboard is with the barn doors?
Yeah.
That was a door.
That was a door.
No shit.
That's why those barn things are there.
No shit.
Because that used to open up to get into there.
Fuck.
And then once you walked into there, this was the cage, boxing ring, and then all that was all weights.
Wait a second. So I guess was the idea behind that to like cross train without it being like
it's all one gym,
It
basically.
was supposed to be like kind of like one gym.
Yeah.
And I know the people that were running that gym at that point were like giving it up. So Andy was like, I'll take it. And he was giving them all the equipment, I think, with it.
No shit.
So Andy was like, let's see if we can make it work. But it never really worked because there wasn't people that like wanted to just lift.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to just do jiu-jitsu or sparring.
So did you have more people crossing from, like, did you have just lifters that would try out jiu-jitsu and fighting or no?
Yeah, I don't think it's usually going to be the people coming from the gym, the jiu-jitsu Muay Thai gym, into lifting. It's very rare that you get people from the lifting area.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the best. Like, dude,
yeah,
it's such like a, it's like, oh, jiu-jitsu is supposed to be the smaller guy who could beat the bigger guy. Yeah. Yes. Technique, yes. Where you put your legs, whatever, fine, I get it. But working out and lifting complements fighting so fucking well.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. But that's because we're looking at it from a fighter's point, I think, and not a lifter's point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lifters don't want that.
Lifters aren't thinking about that. They just want to look good.
Yeah, that's true.
At least most of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no, because if it wasn't just about looking good, they'd be training with us.
Yeah.
You can lift heavy unless you're a blue collar guy. You want to be able to lift stuff at work. Other than that, you're just trying to look good.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, that's why.
In my professional opinion.
Yes. I mean, I guess there really isn't that much. As a fighter, I'm trying to think. I guess you want to be able to move fluid with your shoulders, right? Your back, but you still want to have, like, it's not bad to have big muscles and be a fighter.
You just don't want to be probably like one of those guys that can't move, like where you're going to tap out when they move on just a little bit. Oh, that hurt,
Yeah.
So it's like I never wanted to. I lifted more for fighting than I lifted for looks or to get like really big. Now that I'm not like fighting and doing stuff like that, now I'm lifting just to lift. Mm-hmm. I don't really worry about my weight. Back then I had to worry about
people play with the kids more, pick them up and stuff,
Yeah.
You don't lift. Hurt your back throwing out trying to pick them up.
Yeah.
So you came over and so did you start coaching with Andy? That's how you got into coaching?
Yeah. Well, no, I used to like help out at AMA, but yeah, pretty much when I came to
that initial one in AC is where it started. Did you ever plan to do any coaching before that?
No, not really.
And then Andy just happened to ask?
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, we just had that conversation, and then once, he was like, I'm interested. I was like, all right, I'll go.
The rest is history.
Yeah. So I taught for like the first, like, I don't remember how long it was, for free. And then little by little, he started paying me.
Yeah.
Which they've always taken care of me. So I don't even complain.
They're good people.
They're good people.
Well, you give, you give a lot to the community, right? But when you taught the first time, how was that? Because I know it's like one thing to know something, but when you try to teach it in your first time in front, were you like, was that natural for you, or how was that?
I was more nervous than anything, just because like I'm not like super antisocial, but if I don't know you like that, I don't really talk to people like that, so I'm really quiet. So then it's hard for me to talk in a group now that I have to talk to a bunch of strangers and explain things to them. But in the beginning it was cool because there wasn't that many people, so it made it easier.
And now you got like 20 people in the class.
A lot more people.
What was it? The class is like 4 or 5 people?
Yeah, in the beginning it was probably like 5, 6. Then it got up to like 10.
Damn.
Yeah.
Then little by little started growing more and more.
Fuck, that's awesome. Dude, that's fucking great.
Did you ever plan to do any coaching of like fighters and stuff? That all came to when you started the program with Andy?
Yeah, pretty much at that point. Eventually, I've always wanted to like own my own gym or something like that. Who doesn't want to own their own gym? Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't like something that I was really like thinking about like that until I spoke to Andy.
That's cool. Who was one of your first fighters, do you think?
That fought out of the gym?
Yeah. Anyone still trains? Because I still remember a handful of people that was there at the virtual gym, and there were some pretty good fighters. I can't remember. I think one kid was Andrew. He was a blue belt.
Andrew, that was my guy right there.
Yeah, he was shifty. He was good. I remember kicking my ass. He was a blue belt at the time too, and just destroying me.
Yeah, he could only fight in New York, I remember, because he had a metal plate in his head, I think it was.
Oh, damn.
And they wouldn't let him fight over here. Something happened to him. I don't remember exactly what it was, but something happened to him that they wouldn't allow him to fight here.
Did not know that.
So they only allowed him to fight in New York because at that time, MMA wasn't 100% legal. And they're like, they didn't have a commission. So things were ran differently.
Really?
So you were able to get, a lot of things without them, like medical stuff, without them checking them like that. So that's why he fought over there and never fought in New Jersey.
Did I hear you correctly? Did he had a metal plate in his head or his hand?
His head. No, in his hand. That would have been crazy. He's cheating.
He's cheating.
Yeah. Fucking cyborg.
But there was Andres. That was out of there. Tommy. I haven't seen Tommy in a long time, but Tommy was really good. Espinoza.
Yeah, all of you guys are actually hanging the pictures with your gloves and the belt on the wall, right?
Yeah,
right
most of the guys there,
That's sick, yeah.
I fought out of there. The belts are there.
And I guess, with your kids, right? Because I know you have kids. Are you teaching them how to fight now as well, or?
Well, my oldest, I am. The oldest one, me and him at the house, we're always like, I never try to make it to like where he feels like he has to do it.
Yeah.
I try to make it a fun thing with him.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah. How old is he? 5?
He's no, he's 7. About
7.
8.
Damn.
Yeah.
But he loves it. Like he'll come up to me and just punch me in the face. I gotta like remind myself, like, oh shit, it's my son.
And he's at the point 7 too. You can get some momentum behind that too. He's not small. He's got the speed.
He'll catch me like when I'm just like sitting there, like I'm not expecting it.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, boom, get punched in the face. I'm like, what the fuck? He's lucky.
Yo, dude, give me a heads up. Give me a countdown.
Yeah, something.
Is he trains at the?
He trains at Pure.
Okay, so he does the
karate
jiu-jitsu?
and he does jiu-jitsu there.
Nice, awesome. You think when he gets older, he's gonna join Dad's class?
If he wants to.
Yeah.
Everything I more want them to do, the main things for me is for them to do jiu-jitsu so they can protect themselves.
Okay.
That's all I care about. You know what I'm saying? He does the karate more for the discipline aspect of it.
The kids at that age too love that. The karate, it's a lot more fun than.
And the good thing is that, like he'll come home from school, and as long as his mom is home and I can take him, I'll ask him like, oh, what do you want to do today? He'll be like, what do I got? And I'll be like, oh, you got karate and jiu-jitsu. He'll be like, oh, I want to do both.
Let's go.
So I don't have to force him. I have never once have to force him to do any of this stuff. So that's what I want. I want him to want to do it and want to enjoy it, and
Yeah, and that's great. That's great too, because I mean, I don't have any kids, but I feel like the reason that he enjoys it so much is not only does he see you doing it because you're leading by example, but because you're not pressuring him.
Yeah.
I feel like when kids get pressured, even if they like it, it's like it's something that I'm being told to do, so now I'm going to rebel, so to speak. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's definitely a good form.
Do you ever take them to when you're teaching striking classes? Let them watch.
Well, he's come to my classes just because maybe before his brothers were born, maybe his mom had to go somewhere, so I had to take him with me.
Daycare style.
You know what I'm saying? But ever since I first brought him to the gym, I remember like when he went to his first jiu-jitsu class, before he even started, when I would just bring him to watch, he would want to run on the mats. I would have to tell him like, yo, you gotta wait. You'll be there, but just not right now.
Okay.
Just because I wanted to see how he reacted to being there and to see if he wanted it. You know, I don't want it. I never wanted to make it feel like I had to force him to do something.
Yeah. No, that's good. That is good.
Yeah, I know a lot of the people at the gym now, they're having kids and they start bringing their kids around a lot more. And you can see how they're drawn to want to join in and do it. So it's always cool to see that.
Yeah, and it's cool because they kind of like grow up on the mats.
Yeah, they get to see it and learn, almost like a language. They pick up on it as they're going.
They're gonna be fucking savages, man. Yeah. Holy shit, dude.
I see a lot of the little kids that you'll see them they'll train and then their parents train right after. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, you know what I'm saying? I just can't wait till like my smaller one gets old enough to where I can do that.
Yeah. And then you get like,
at least if he was like walking well, he's walking right now, but if he was more like talking and more,
what's he like 18 months or something?
He is 15 months.
That's close.
A year and 3 months.
Okay. That's close. Yeah. He's got another what? Like, let's call it 2 years before he technically is allowed
I brought Max at like 3. He started
3. Yeah, I think the youngest Phil was saying was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I brought him at 3 to do karate at first, and then I brought him to jiu-jitsu after that.
But going back to your point before about how you were, if you had that discipline back then, think about your son right now at 3, doing karate, doing jiu-jitsu, loving it. By the time he gets to our age, your age, 27,
yeah, he better
18.
be able to whoop my ass.
Oh, dude, he's going to be whooping a lot.
He might be wiping your ass at that point.
He might be.
Just kidding.
He might be.
I'm just kidding. We're going to live forever.
Dude, but it's crazy to think that because you feel it now, like you were saying before. Yeah. That story of someone that was in the bar fight. If you're a blue belt fighting someone who's never fought before in anything, it's like fighting a baby. Now imagine doing that for 20 years.
Yeah, but now this is how like the MMA fighters now are coming into this.
Yeah.
A lot of them have been trained since they were little kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the body is also growing and developing, doing all this movement, right? You think back when we were kids, we weren't doing, rolling around and throwing strikes and stuff, riding bikes, okay, and playing football and whatever, but it's not the same movement. So these kids' muscles now, especially when they hit puberty too, they're developing. Their bodies can be primed for hitting these, doing all the submissions and moving and flexibility and strength. Yeah. They would be set up so much better.
That's how I tell people too, like when they come in and they try to learn how to kick, it's like the only thing you probably have ever kicked in your life was a ball.
Yeah.
So your body isn't trained to turn your hips over and kick, the right way. Mm-hmm. Kicking a ball to kicking a person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying.
The mechanics and all that, yeah. That's a better way of wording it.
The mechanics, yeah. But even when you're shadow boxing, it's so awkward to when you first throw your kick shadow boxing.
Yeah.
You're like, how the fuck do I turn this? And then eventually it just comes. It comes. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's reps. But you have, you start at 27. You have 27 years of never doing this, and also developing other techniques of throwing, like kicking the ball and stuff. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, at my age, I was playing catch up.
Yeah.
I'm trying to catch up to all these other guys where I think Andy and Mikey were training at 14 or 15
Yeah, they started
old.
young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know Mikey wrestled too, right? And for Knowles, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, so they definitely have the upper hand when you're developing, learning the techniques and stuff.
100%.
Yeah. Does he do any ball sports or anything like that, team sports?
Who, my son?
Yeah.
Nah, we tried soccer. We tried a bunch of different sports and
Just
couldn't get him into it.
It's not the same. It's not as much fun.
He did basketball and I'm like, bro, you're too little.
Yeah.
You're not going to be that big. Your mom is short. We ain't blessed with the height. So I don't think the basketball route is the way to go.
He could be the next. Who's that dude who's 5'5" in the NBA? What the hell is that name?
know.
I forgot his name. I don't know. There's one guy who's 5 foot.
There was a basketball player named Muggsy Bogues.
That's it. Yeah.
He was little.
Yeah.
Muggsy Bogues sounds like
Muggsy Bogues.
It sounds like a friggin' Sinatra backup singer.
Yeah. Dude, when you look at some of these guys, just athletes in general, especially in fighting, you're looking at them and you're like, oh, okay, they look normal because they look normal against another person their size.
Yeah.
Then you see him who's Brazilian fighter that fights middleweight, but definitely walks around like 230. He's funny as shit. I forgot he's ripped. What's his name?
Michelle Pereira?
No, he's a middleweight. He was shit-talking Vittori a lot. It was him and Vittori. Vittori was making fun of him because he thought he was drunk while shit.
Oh, you're talking about Paulo Costa?
Yes. Okay, yes. So he came to the gym that I work out at. That's actually now next to AMA, right, in Cedar Knolls. I wasn't there that day, but he was standing next to people that I see on a daily basis, and I was like, this motherfucker is huge, dude. Yeah. And then he's fighting at what I'm walking on. And I'm like, now I see what you're talking about when you drop that weight, and that guy was fucking towering. Like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I remember when we seen Alex Pereira at one of the fights, and in person, I didn't feel like he looked that big. And then I seen him in person, I was like, God damn, this motherfucker big as hell.
Yeah, it was recent, right?
Yeah, it was like a couple months ago. I forgot who was fighting on that card.
Was that
Rios.
Brandon?
Rios was fighting.
Oh yeah. Okay.
AC, right?
No, this was.
Was that his cousin or something? Rios was fighting.
No. You talking about Brandon for?
I'm mixing them up.
Sarah's.
That's what it was.
Nephew, I think.
Yeah.
Or son or nephew. One of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think it was nephew. That's what I remembered.
Yeah.
Wasn't? Yeah.
They were there to corner some other kid. Glover and Alex at the fight where I seen him.
Imagine being cornered by fucking a dude yelling Chama the whole time.
Unless you talk Brazilian, you ain't gonna understand nothing he says. Yeah, dude. Because it was funny as hell too. Because Andy started talking to him in English.
Really?
So then I'm looking at him. And I'm looking at Alex's face. I'm like, man, it don't look like he's communicating anything you saying to him right now, bro. So I talked to him in Spanish, like, yo, you don't speak English, right? He said, I was like, bro, he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Was he with the other his coach, right? Is like the main guy who always he was there
Glover
too, right?
Teixeira.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's
because they fight at Glover's gym. Glover's gym is in Connecticut.
Okay.
Dansbury, I think Connecticut is.
Dansbury, Connecticut. So that guy, was he like a pro fighter at one point or amateur fighter, and then opened up his own gym?
Oh, Glover?
Yeah.
Glover was in the UFC.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm an asshole. Fuck. Was he like?
He was a champ.
Was he
actually?
Chuck
he
Liddell's
lost up. He was Chuck Liddell's training partner.
No shit.
Yeah. They came out of the same gym. But Glover fought in WEC. And then when the UFC bought the WEC, he came over and fought for them too.
Damn, so we're talking about the time where Ken Shamrock for the WWF was starting to fight, and then it was like Royce Gracie,
This
right?
was like, this is like when Uriah Faber first started coming up.
Oh, shit.
Jose Aldo was first coming up at WEC. Let me see. Probably, what's his name? Chuck Liddell was probably still fighting in the UFC at that point.
Yeah, nice, man. Dude, I don't know what... It's the only, like, when I started watching UFC was around that time. Silva, Rashad, who's the one that Rashad would always fight? I forgot his name. So funny. Besides Chuck Liddell, he was another light heavyweight. I forgot his name. But it's so different to see those guys now compared to what you get now. Like now, like you said, everyone's coming up from a young age.
Oh, yeah. Those guys, all they knew was like maybe one or two fighting styles.
Yeah.
Now these kids are freaking know a little bit of everything.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And like to me, the best base to put somebody in as far as like children, besides jiu-jitsu, is wrestling. Because wrestling to me is the toughest sport as far as in school.
Yeah, I would say.
I played football, I wrestled. Nothing was harder than wrestling.
Yeah, the level of discipline you get is like you can't compete with that.
No,
it's a totally different sport. And even to this day, anyone that comes to jiu-jitsu with a wrestling background, I have the hardest time against.
Yeah.
They hold you down, don't let you move.
Yeah, and they're trained not to be on their backs.
Yeah,
they're trained to be on top of you. You know what I'm saying?
So
it's
even
like
if you get
them on their backs,
fuck yeah, because they're always going
but when
turtle.
you do get them on their backs, then you're at a little advantage because most of them don't know what to do.
Yeah, that is
they're
true.
not trained to be on their backs.
Like you with Nunes, like not taking it easy because you couldn't. Like what? When I know that someone has like wrestled for a bit and they come in as a white belt, I don't fucking. Nope. I don't like, oh, I'm going to take it easy on this guy. Fuck that, dude. I'm going to fucking double leg your ass into the fucking wall. I don't do that. Fuck that. Yeah, no, that's crazy. Ugh. So, the guys that you're training now, so we have Fuck, sorry guys if I'm forgetting some of your names. Sorry. But we got Rios, we got Barnyard, we got Larry, we got...
a couple fights come up with those guys,
yeah,
too.
Those guys, we're dead serious. You're cornering...
I'm not 100% sure yet if I'm going to get the fights.
Got it.
I see the day and my wife's schedule.
True, yeah. But we also, I know there's Chris, there's Lai, there's Carlos. I don't want to leave anyone
Molly
out.
was supposed to fight.
Molly.
I think her fight got her opponent backed out. And Ashley's fighting.
Ashley, Beth already fought, right?
Yeah, Beth already fought. I don't think she's fighting until next year.
So what do you see, like how that group is good? Like everyone there is close as fuck. I feel like that you guys have your own little old school AMA crew there with those guys. Everyone gets along. Everyone's a savage. Everyone gives like hard rounds. Do you enjoy going with those guys?
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
at your fucking age, man. And you're not even old, but to spar with those 20-year-olds, man, and you just fucking like...
Yeah, I'm old.
No, you're not. No,
I'm about to be 44.
Yeah.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Next
Look good for 44.
December 18th, I turn 44.
Fuck.
This is what keeps me young, though, man. I do this, I enjoy it.
Yeah. You don't give into the excuse that other people would give into it. That is a bit of a trash talk, but I don't want to shit talk anyone. Everyone's got their own thing in life, right? But a lot of people always be like, no, I'm too old. No, you're not. Oh, I'm out of shape. Okay, do it. Like, you just don't make any excuse. You're like, all right, I'm 44. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to fight some 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds. Like, why not?
I got to keep myself young.
Yeah, exactly. Do you see a difference between the guys who are fighting now as opposed to when you were in your 20s fighting with those guys?
Well, these guys are more well-rounded, I would say.
Okay, nice.
Compared to the other guys.
Nice. That's actually good to know. That means we're going to be fucking seeing some killers.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Fuck.
Definitely.
Who's your favorite round?
To spar with?
And why is it Nick Calvete?
No, I'm not going to shit talk Nick. It ain't Nick. I love Nick, though. Oh, man. Let me see. My funnest, I would say, would probably be Brandon, Michael Morey.
Yeah, Morey. Fuck.
I remember Mike when he came in. He was like 15 or something when he first came in gym. I love seeing the. Yeah, he was so young, dude. He was super timid and shy, and he's grown a lot. It's cool to see.
Yeah, his striking is like really good, and it looks really good.
It does.
And if he were just to freaking work some jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah.
Stop bullshitting.
You hear that, Mike? Because I know you're watching.
Mike, stop bullshitting, Mike.
And I'm sorry for forgetting your name because now I feel like an asshole. Love you, Mike.
But no, I enjoyed getting rounds with Billy. Billy just moved.
To Texas.
But Billy was always good work. Let's see who else. Honestly, I enjoy sparring with everybody at the gym.
Yeah.
There's not really people that there were certain people that used to come to Pure that I enjoyed just punching them in the face, just because I honestly didn't really, get along with them that much. Let's say.
They deserved it. Something about their face.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Holy shit. Fuck.
Yeah, those people tend to filter themselves out.
They do.
Yeah.
Showing up. There's one person that's I actually don't know his name, and he is, like, when I spoke to him, he's a nice guy, and this is when I started. He came, he was going rough with someone, and I remember you were like, while you were fighting, you were seeing this, and then you went with them afterward, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this fight. And like you weren't a dick, but you were definitely very much disciplining him. And then like he knew right away not to fucking he hasn't
put himself on the spot.
But he did it on purpose, dude. He was ripping, dude. I'm talking about ripping leg kicks when the other person he was going with was not even trying. It's like, all right, man, you have to sort of read the room.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
See, that's the thing. Like, when I first spar somebody, I wait for them to hit me hard.
Yeah.
So then I can be like, all right, now we can have some fun.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying? But if you're not hitting me hard, I'm not going to be a dick and try to hit you hard.
Yeah,
Especially if you're not a fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't see the point of that.
Yeah, that's nice. It's almost like you get your green light. Like, once you take the first pop.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll give you maybe 2.
Yeah.
I might give you 2 because you might have made a mistake and I realize how hard you hit me that first time.
Yeah.
And then after that, then I'll have some fun.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, these guys, like, now, like, even though I've gone hard on some of these guys at Pure, they don't know, like, how me and Andy used to, like, beat the crap out of each other.
I feel like when you're
hard we used to hit each other,
bro.
And that's the good relationship that we had. There's not many people that you can say I can punch you in the face, and then we're smiling and laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Joking about it. You know,
Yeah.
like, you got me good.
Yeah, it's tough to find those good training partners. Yeah. You know, it's really is. And like even people you're friends with too, you get in a role or you're striking and it pisses them off.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough to find that.
Yeah, I got close friends. I don't think I can punch them in the face. No, we're gonna be cool after that. You know?
Yeah, like I probably have like a handful of jiu-jitsu partners that I don't mind what level of role we're going. I know you're bringing the heat, but you're also not being a fucking dick. Yeah. You know, you're not wrist locking me in the like. You if you're gonna wrist lock me, you're fucking around and like, fucking,
doing it.
You're teasing
around.
me. Yeah, you're not doing it be a dick and
to hurt you.
Yeah, you're not ripping a submission trying to hurt.
Joe Campese.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
He was dancing on me at the beginning of the round. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yes, when he dances on you, you're fucked.
Yeah,
once he's that comfortable, it's not gonna be a good look for you.
Exactly.
I know that by seeing him.
And I go, oh fuck, you're dancing. I'm screwed.
I've trained with Campese since he was a blue belt, and I remember the day he walked in the AMA. He was fat, had curly hair, and look at him now, yo.
Yeah.
He's freaking in shape.
He's eating meat now too.
Yeah. His jiu-jitsu is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But you want to know, going back to the point where like you can spar with someone or fight someone and then smile afterward. It's all the testament to training, right? Because how are you going to get mad that someone beat your ass when you're doing the same thing and working towards the same goal?
We just signed up for the same thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
You just got better than me.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like if you can't take it like that, if you are getting angry and not like, hey, I need to get better, but like, what the fuck? You're never going to make it.
You.
Yeah.
Can't let your emotions get the best of you when you're doing this stuff.
No, never. And I'd rather get my ass beat in a gym than on the streets.
For sure.
100%.
And that's the thing I liked about AMA too, is like, I would get my ass whooped, but I know I was going to get better from it.
You had to. Like, I those guys that you just named, getting your ass whooped by those guys, like, there's like, it's a default you're going to get better. Yeah. You have to. Those guys are all turned out being fucking crazy.
Like, all the people I've seen like go in and out of that place, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That was like the Mecca almost.
At one point, they were on ESPN, I think, like top 10 like gyms in the East Coast.
No shit.
At one point, yeah.
Not surprised at all,
bro. Dude.
But it was crazy to see it go from that to then like where it was
just fell off.
Now, It's crazy.
Because I mean, everyone back then there was only so many places, right? So people were traveling from so far away, and like the Miller Brothers opened their gym. Yeah. That's going to pull a lot of people, especially anyone in that area that was going with them. They're going to go to that gym. You know, and that's kind of where things are at now. There's a lot of people. There's so many gyms. So, you know, it's really tough to keep all the main people at one central location because everyone's coming from so far away.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's like when I was coming up, there was barely gyms. Now it's like there's a gym in every town. At least one.
Yeah.
You know?
What do you think that's good for the sport, or do you think that there could be some hindrance for that?
No, I think it's good.
Good?
Yeah. Everybody train. Everybody should be training.
Yeah, that's true.
Especially law enforcement, but everybody should be training.
Law enforcement, 100%.
Yeah.
Law enforcement, if you're not training, I think you're doing yourself a disservice, for sure.
I know a lot of Dover cops that don't train.
Yeah?
They do themselves a lot of disservice.
Yeah, is that...
Especially like when you can get it for free.
Yeah.
Right?
Like, you're just being lazy, man.
I know there's some gyms that will do like, we'll give it to you for free until you're a blue belt.
Or they adopt a cop.
Yeah.
Yes, the adopt a cop program, yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if you're not doing it, and you have no excuse. It's like,
nothing.
My favorite, when Sam was going through the police academy, they did their defensive tactics training, and there's some big guys in there, and they're like, okay, pair up with Sam, and she's gonna get in this position on you, and because Farina runs the program there, and she would just put these kids in their place because they have no clue what the fuck they're doing, and they got like 100 pounds on her, and she's just putting them in place.
Especially when it's a female on top.
Yeah,
you got 100 pounds on her, and you can't get out.
There's
what the fuck? But at that point, you should be like, all right, I need this,
right?
Especially if you're a cop.
Yeah,
especially now. Think about it, because now you're depending on where you're stationed, right? If you have some dude who's probably bigger than you, who's on some sort of drug, having a fucking episode, how the fuck are you gonna subdue that person if you don't know what the hell you're doing? Yeah. It's crazy. You know who always it's like the cop role. I love him, but it's Matt Leibowitz, tall purple belt.
Yeah.
He worked in the Bronx, right?
Okay.
And every time he's the Kimura king, motherfucker. But it makes sense because every time it's like, how do you put cuffs on someone? You got a Kimura.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, every time that he goes for the arm, I'm like, all right, I'm getting Kimura. Like, fuck this.
And that's the other thing that's tough with being a cop too, is like you got to be careful what you're training. Like that, you like, yeah, okay, that's his move, but he needs to be doing that move and be perfect with it.
100%.
You know, like they can do guillotines, but you can get in trouble in certain places. You can't guillotine. You know,
you kill him.
Yeah.
You know, you hold it on for too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, now you look like you killed the person.
But there's certain moves you can't do. You know, like you don't want the person to be in your close guard. You want to be the fuck on top and don't ever let them move. You know, like this. So like you got to play the game a little differently. Then, you know, you want to develop the good habits. Like, I got lazy habits. I like to play bottom. You know, you start young and don't know what you're doing, and you got people that have 50 pounds on you. You're on the bottom. So my game's the bottom. But if you're a cop, you don't want that.
No, fuck though.
No, it's get the fuck on top.
Because what happens if you're on the bottom as a cop and someone reaches for your gun?
Yeah.
Done.
No.
Fuck that.
Yeah. Do you ever like call out those Dover cops? Oh, come to the gym. I'll show you how much you don't know.
Well, no, I've
Like
told them,
friendly.
like, you know, like I've seen them around and be like, yo, you should come train here. They do like a training on Sunday. Come check it out, you know. But then, you know, they don't show up. That's on them.
Yeah, that's on them, man. You gotta have it. It's got to be something you want to do, and that's how it's gonna last.
You know what's wild is I think it's once a year they do defensive tactics training for each department. Once a year they do their training.
Yeah, that's not enough.
It's like even twice a year it's not enough.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit.
Once a week is barely enough.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah, it's crazy. It's nice. A lot. I think Sam has like she has a bunch of coworkers that train, but there's I think 3 or 4 people just started training too. So they're slowly building their department of more people that train, because that's the toughest thing too. If you're the only person, everyone's like, oh, that's some gay stuff. I don't want to do that. I don't want to roll out with men, you know. But if you have half the department training, it's a lot easier to get the rest started. You know, you get to go hang out. You get the group of friends hanging out, beating the shit out of each other, laughing. You know,
dude. I mean, it's and like, what did you say about the discipline, right?
Yeah.
And also just the security. Like, not that I ever was going out to look for fights, but before I started training, if I was in a bar, sometimes I'd be like, oh, well, look at that dude over there, even though I don't know who he is. Like, oh, could I beat him or not? Now I just don't give a fuck because I know where I'm at and I'm calm. I don't feel in any trouble. I know that anyone who is good at fighting is not going to be the ones picking the fight, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it just makes you feel better. It makes you feel more confident. I don't know why the hell anyone wouldn't want to do it.
Yeah. I'm the type of person, I'd rather walk away from the situation than have to do something.
Yeah.
You know, I like, you would really have to like touch me for me to like do something. You can talk all the shit you want. I don't really care about that.
Yeah, fuck that, yeah.
And but I always told somebody, like, people ask me, oh, would you use your striking or your jiu-jitsu? I was like, man, I'm using my jiu-jitsu. Just because I don't want to hit somebody and then they hit their head on the ground.
Yeah.
Something happens.
Yeah.
Now I got to deal with that. I know at least if I take you down, I put you to sleep, I get on top of you, and I wait for you to wake up. And then I ask you, hey, do you still want to fight me when you wake up? You know what I'm saying? I feel better with that than having to hit somebody and then worrying about them.
Yo,
Hurting themselves.
Imagine waking up and Mel's on top of you and being like, you still want to do this?
are you good? Are you good? We can be done.
Oh,
We're
shit.
good. I don't need to keep going.
Fuck.
Let's just grab their fist and punch them in the face. Why you quit hitting yourself?
All right, but hold on though. Here's another question. Very smart answer to want to be like the submission so you don't have any like lawsuit. But what is your favorite, like between the two? What do you enjoy the most?
Well, if I got to knock somebody out without them hurting themselves, like, all right, let's go fight over here in the grass, you know, where you're not going to hit your head on anything, I'd rather punch somebody in the face.
Especially when they deserve it like that.
It's something.
But I think I would find, like, you know, like I said, I would find happiness in both. If I choked you out and I'm laying on top of you, once you wake up, you're like, what the fuck happened? Because if you ever been put to sleep, you don't remember what just happened.
Yeah.
So you're going to wake up like, what the fuck? Why is this guy laying on top of me? Why is he asking me, do I still want to fight him? You know? I'd get a kick out of that. You know what I'm saying?
You looking around. Did you record that?
Anybody got this? Everybody's recording nowadays, so somebody got this.
Can you send me a copy, please?
I want you to zoom in, please. Have you ever have you ever like gone out from like in class,
Rolling?
of course, rolling? Have you ever like been choked out or no?
rolling.
Yeah.
And in jiu-jitsu.
In jiu-jitsu,
of course.
Yeah.
Mad times.
Man,
I'm not tapping out the chokes most of the time, but I'll tap out if you're gonna break something.
Yeah.
But if I can fight it, because there's a chance that maybe I'm going to be able to fight it.
Yeah.
Just wait a couple more seconds.
Yeah.
And then, hey, I wake up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
I don't mind going to sleep.
I've had that a couple times where I was like 99% there, ready to go, and they let go. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
You never know sometimes. Because they might be like, oh, shit, maybe I don't got it. Let me stop squeezing and let me go for something else. And I say, thank you.
Thank you.
He was about to choke me out.
I always like to give them the courtesy after the fact. You actually almost had me there.
That's always the
Shit
worst,
got
dude. That has happened to me before, and then every time you ask them, "Hey, did I even have it?" They're always like, "Yeah, I was about to tap." And you're like, "Fuck." It's a lesson. Don't give it up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But the problem is how many times have you been there where you weren't even close to tap in person?
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, that
And then
happens
you're
more
fucking,
times.
and now your arm's hurting,
Yeah.
and now you can't like do anything else in the round. That does suck.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Oh shit.
Do you want to still fight? What? Huh? What?
But luckily, I hadn't gotten to a fight in like years.
No. Yeah.
Outside of the gym, in the street or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time I had to even hit somebody was probably a couple of years. Let's go back 10 years ago, probably. Mm-hmm. And I was going down the corner to the fighters from AMA, and we were in Philly, and they all just weighed in. We just finished eating, and I went down there. Didn't bring any of my stuff with me, so I was like, "Let me go to Walmart real quick, pick up some deodorant and stuff like that." I had clothes, obviously, but I just didn't have
toiletries,
and stuff like that. So I went to Walmart, and me and the two fighters that were fighting at the time, we had to park like a convenience store over, and we walked from there to Walmart. We started walking, and all of a sudden I see a big commotion. So I'm like, let's go see what the hell's going on over there. Let's go be nosy and see what the hell's going on over there. And we start walking, and there was a guy chasing a girl around the parking lot, and everybody's just sitting there watching it.
What?
So then I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So then I was like, fuck that. And I told the people that I was with, I was like, I'm just going to go over there. I'm going to jump on the dude's back real quick, choke him out, let the girl get away, and we'll go on our way. So they ended up convincing me not to do anything and tell me to walk away. So I start walking into Walmart. They're in front of me. They're ready. The doors slide in. They're inside of Walmart. I hear the girl screaming. I say, fuck that shit. If something happens, I'm going to feel bad. I turned around and started walking towards the guy. I still had in my mind, all right, I'm just going to choke this dude out, and I'm going to leave. As soon as I got up to him, he decided to turn around. So my plan changed. So I went from a rear naked choke to a straight right to the face. And as soon as I hit him, he hit the ground. I turned around and I walked right into Walmart.
That's so badass.
And then when I came
This all
out,
allegedly.
Well, yeah, allegedly. And then when I came out, there was a bunch of cops. So for them not to involve me, I took my shirt off because I had a bright pink shirt on.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, "Yo, it's a dude with the bright pink shirt on." I took my shirt off. My hand was bleeding. I wrapped my hand.
Yeah.
Kept walking the other way.
Yeah, that's fucking badass. You just stop by like, oh, what's happening here, officer? That's fucking crazy. Hey, man, good. You know what? That's awesome because you know what's really fucked up? That there was a bunch of people in that park.
Hell yeah, and they were just watching.
And were they like men or was it other women?
It was everything.
Everything?
Men and women.
And they're just watching.
Yeah.
That's fucking
And I don't
wild.
know what the situation was, but it's like, bro, why are you trying to beat on a woman for?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I get what people say, like, oh, you don't know if they have a gun or a knife. It's like, dude, I'm trying to think about it if it was my mom or sister or someone.
I mean,
Like,
if they're
what
chasing the
fuck,
person, they
dude?
probably
Yeah.
would have the weapon out.
Yeah, like what the fuck, man? Like you gotta do it. You gotta eat it. So yeah, you were a hero. You rescued her. Hell yeah, man.
Sort of, yeah.
Change your shirt,
Kept it moving.
Keep moving. I think that's badass.
Just keep looking forward. Don't even pay
Just keep
attention.
going. Fuck yeah. That's such a badass story. Then right before a fight. Fuck man.
Yeah, you don't want to get the fighters involved either. You're like, yo, you got to fight. Save it. I got this. Don't come in unless I need it.
That's such a badass thing to be. Hey, how was your trip down there? As you fight went well. Coach beat the shit out of someone. Saved the woman. It's all good.
We all left with W's that day.
Yeah.
I would definitely say. Love that shit. Fuck.
Little street justice.
So realistically, and I think your answer is gonna be forever. But how long do you think you're gonna be like doing like the fighting and all that stuff for? Because look, all kidding aside, I still think 40s are young. But to be fighting 20-year-olds, 40s up there. So how much do you think you'll be going?
Until my body tells me to
No.
stop doing this shit.
Love that. Yeah.
I want it so like when my kids get bigger, I want to be able to train with them and spar with them.
Yeah.
Do stuff like that. And like, especially like kids get to that age where they start acting up. And, all kids get like that. You get to that 14, 15-year-old, you think you know everything. And,
The parents are the dumbest people in the world. It doesn't matter who they are.
And then when my son gets, I don't even think my son will ever get like this just because he's a good kid. My oldest is like fucking an angel, man. This kid is such a good kid. He's not, he has ADHD like his dad, so he can't sit still for shit.
You just like to do cool shit. You don't want to sit down and do nothing.
He's a good kid. He gets good grades.
Awesome.
He's good with people. He
Yeah.
doesn't try to hurt anybody. He knows, even though he trains, he knows not to do this stuff to people.
Love that.
And as he gets bigger, it'll be cool to be able to train with him. I don't know if I'll be able to train with the smallest one because maybe he'll be I'll be too old by then. But hey, as long as I get to train with one of them,
I don't know, man. There's some people that didn't they just have someone like in their 70s compete in jiu-jitsu, like IBJJF or something. There's people that train super late, so
I can
maybe
still see
not striking as
myself
much.
training, but just not like. At that point, you'll be picking certain partners.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
You're not just going to roll with anybody. I'm not going to.
I think by that time we'll have geriatric only classes, 40 and up classes.
But yeah, it'd be cool to train with my kids,
Yeah.
and see them train with each other.
And then if they
like I was telling you before, I've always wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to have boys. I have nothing against girls, but I've always wanted to have boys. I grew up in a house where it was just boys. So I wanted to have like that.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Especially like not having a dad after a certain amount of time. It's just cool to be able to see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think what you were saying too off air is you want to give your sons what you wish you had, correct?
Yeah.
And I think you're doing that based off of how you're saying that the oldest one acts and is. So that's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, man, discipline is key, and that was something that I lacked as a young kid, and it's good for kids.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Sure.
good for kids.
It's fun too. Is that with both the kids training, they start fighting in the house. Hey, you know the rules. No wrist locks, no heel hooks, no knockouts.
No, I can't wait till it gets to that point because I'll be like, all right, y'all want to fight? Put the gloves on. Let's go to the gym. As soon as you're done sparring, I don't want to hear shit when we get home.
Yeah,
dude, but that would solve so many things.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, there's going to be no resentment. You're going to leave it all out on the mat, and then you're going to fucking be cool with each other.
Well, the younger one's going to be catching up for a while.
But I
for
feel
sure.
like he's going to be he's going to be the problem.
Yeah.
He's already wild.
The second
fact that he's only
or the middle
a
usually is.
year old.
Yeah.
He's already that wild. I'm like, oh man, I got my hands full.
The first
with
one's
this
usually the calm. Like my older brother, a middle. Older brother's good grades, like does the right thing, super nice. Me, I was middle child syndrome, straight middle child syndrome.
Yeah,
won't get in trouble.
I was the middle child.
Yep. It just there's no way not to be that. It just comes with the territory.
Yeah, it's interesting. As the baby, I got to see if my brother, because my brother's the oldest, then my sister, and then me, right? And if not that, I got to see what worked and what didn't with my parents and my brother. So that's why he would always be like, bro, you didn't get anything. I was like, yeah, because I saw what happened to you. And I was like, no, I don't want that. Right? You taught me, so thank you. No, but it's good. I'm happy to hear that too. I guess then something that's been on my mind is the fact that you had the upbringing that you had, the experiences that you had in Puerto Rico, the bullying, we'll call it the bullying, right? The street fights that you had, then coming in here and being where you are now. What, like, if you could, like, look at young Mel in the face, what would you say to him right now?
What would I say to young Mel?
Dude, that's a question, man.
Yeah, that's a good one. What would I tell my younger self? I don't know, to be honest with you. That's a tough one.
I
have to really sit there and think about what I would tell my younger self. Just to, I don't know, do better.
Do better?
Be better, do better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's because probably, too, I didn't have that guidance that I was looking for. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of rough.
But it's also incredible, too, to see that now you're giving your sons the guidance. You're the instructor. You're the coach.
Because I know what it felt like not to have it.
Yeah.
So I don't want them to ever have to feel that.
That's powerful, dude. That's very honorable.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Fuck yeah, dude. So, what are your plans coming up here, man? What do you got? Anything like I don't know, cool in the works that you're doing right now? Anything with like family in the gym, outside the gym? What do you got?
Shit, let me see. I ain't got much really. To be honest with you.
Just fighting.
Not that I could think of.
Love that.
You know.
Like parenting, life, father. That's awesome, dude. That's great. I guess then I know you. We like to do this is to just give you one last thing to say to someone, right? The people watching, whether it be for your fighters, whether it be for your family that's watching, or whoever's watching. If you get any advice right here in life, right, based off of your experience in life, what would it be?
Putting you on the spot with these hard questions.
Yeah, you should have hit me with this one before, so I could have thought about it. You hit me with this on the spot. Oh my god!
But it's gonna make for an authentic answer because it's gonna be the answer that you got. Hey, here's what's gonna happen: you're gonna drive home and you're like, "I should have said that. I should have said this."
So wait, say. Ask me the
It's like
question
just
one more
advice,
time.
like advice.
Just-
if you were to give it advice from your
just something close
experience or
on
something
that
to close out.
episode. You know, anything you want to add? That
Inspiration, funny, anything, man.
God damn.
It's like a black belt speech.
You have to edit a lot of this shit out right now.
We don't no, we don't edit anything. Nothing's gonna be edited.
This question got me right now. Damn. Advice that I
It sounds like I'm going to speak for you right now. This is interpreting. It sounds like be the role model you wanted growing up. Do that for other people. Seems like the theme of kind of how you live your life.
Yeah, I would say that. I just had a lot of hardship, I guess, when I was younger. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to see like my kids or have to deal with the stuff that I had to deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck yeah.
Damn, that's hard though, man. You got sweating.
No, but he's okay. But no,
This is a fucking killer of a fighter. He's sweating over this question.
Hell yeah. Got me nervous.
yeah.
It's all good, dude.
No, but you know what? I love that answer because it's such a powerful answer, and it's an answer that I think a lot of people don't truly understand. A lot of people go through a lot of hardships, and I'm not criticizing them or anything, but they don't take the approach you take where it's I want better for my kids, I want better for others, whereas others are like, this happened to me, now it could happen to you, and you're not doing that. And I feel like that's gonna, not only is it already helping your kids, but it's just gonna make for a better community.
Yeah. I guess I would say like be that person that you always wanted in your life, maybe, you know, that you lacked, you know.
Fuck yeah, love that.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I love that.
You got anything? I think we
dude,
right
that was perfect.
That was perfect. I don't want to add anything to that. Folks, you got to hear episode 205 with Mel. If you train at Pure MMA, you only do jiu-jitsu, and shame on you for not doing striking. Sundays at 11. Yeah, I'm sorry. No, you've done a little bit, so.
I like 3 times a year.
Sundays at 11 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. If you're a fighter and want to spar, Sundays at 10, and I don't know if there's any other times that you guys can spar.
6:30 on Thursdays.
6:30 on Thursdays. Come out. Mel teaches.
But come to all the classes.
Yeah.
Come Monday through Sunday.
Monday through Sunday. You heard it right there from Mel.
If you want to train and get better, that's the only way you're gonna get better. You gotta do the repetition. You gotta, you know, it's key.
Yep.
Non-stop.
Fuck yeah. You heard it here from Coach, from Mel. Get training. Get better. Be the person that you wanted in your life and lead by example. Episode 205. We'll take it from here. See you next week.